Okay, so we're looking at exponential growth model word problems here.
Only 24
I feel
left.
like something's missing though.
We got 12 days to finish them.
And so we're going to be looking at compounded interest, if I can spell.
You said these come from 7.1.
Yeah. That's where like the problems that you'll be doing are from. We're not going to worry about the kind that are in 7.2. So
I won't worry about that either.
you'll have to do them next year, but
Yeah.
consider an initial principal P deposited in an account that pays interest at an annual rate R, expressed as a decimal, so same thing as what we did yesterday.
What's the difference between like principal and principal?
This is like the initial amount, but technically the normal way that you spell like principal, like if you're talking about like Mr. Fletcher, you would spell it this way.
I know.
And I remember that because people say the principal is like your pal. So
Yeah,
that's how
that's
you
what I
remember
know.
to put that on the end. So that's how I remember it.
Do you know, like, when we're choosing our
Not my
classes
house.
for next year? Like, do you know, like, what order they're going in?
They always start with the oldest and work down.
Hey, so we'll be...
So like the juniors will go first and then they go from there.
I was
That's
gonna
crazy.
say, why not the seniors, but it's so gotcha.
But it also is just dependent on when you have free block that Miss Flowers also has.
Well, we can just go during English. Yes.
She'll probably do that, or she might do it at like PE, is where they usually try to do like PE or study hall.
Perfect.
Because after the concert, she won't have third hour particularly anymore, or fifth. Like, she'll still have kids, but she could have somebody cover, and she could do that too. So compounded n times, I'm going to say K because that's what the pre-cal book's going to use. I'm going to say K times per year, so I'm going to modify it from the book. The amount A in the account after T years is given by A equals P times 1 plus R over K raised to the KT. Now, if it's just compounded annually instead, which means one time per year, we would modify the equation to be A is equal to P times 1 plus R to the T. But this just means that K is equal to 1 in this situation if it's annually. So that's why we can use the same formula. So if you just want to memorize one formula and not two, memorize this one and then just know that K would be equal to 1. It's really blurry. If it says, I'm just going to give you some of the phrases here. If it is, trying to think which ones are going to use quarterly. That would be K is equal to 4 because that happens 4 times per year. If it was, trying to look at all the different ones that they could give you. Monthly, K would be equal to 12. Okay, it's basically like if we took the year and we broke it up into these things, what would that give us? if it was like weekly, it would be 52. If it was daily, which is almost continuously, but not quite, 365. And yes, I do know there's a leap year every 4 years, but we just act like that doesn't exist, basically. That's just like a bonus little extra if it would be daily. Most things aren't compounding daily. Unless you're talking about like bacteria or something. So we're going to primarily focus on money, but we'll also get into, with some of the later stuff in the chapter, we'll get into bacteria growth, which is exponential also, and we'll also look at, potentially we'll also look at some decay as well, with like how they do like carbon dating and stuff like that. All right, so a couple examples. You deposit $2,000 in an account that pays 4% annual interest.
When we're doing our problems for like this, do we have to write the whole problem out?
You're only gonna have one.
Oh.
Like, it'll be one, and then it'll ask you, it'll have like an A, B, and a C. So yes, because it's only one.
Okay.
So it won't be that bad. If I was giving you a bunch of them, then I would say probably not, but they're all like just 2 sentences. Find the balance, and if you want to like shorten it a little bit, you can do that. That's fine.
Why do you always get squeak chairs?
I don't know.
Was that your chair squeaking at
Yes.
the
Yes, it was.
It's usually all the way back.
Find the balance after 3 years if
Oh my-
the interest is compounded daily. I cannot spell. Wow, what is happening to me? Compounded daily.
This time it's like the chair.
And it wasn't this part.
It was this part earlier.
Don't you want to move?
She's like, nah.
It's a lot of work, really.
I can get up and change your chair for you.
So we have A is the amount at the end. Eventually, when we get through this chapter, depending on time, what we hit and all of that, but you would be able to actually find like the principal amount or something like that, or how many years or whatever to get to a certain amount. But we're solving for A in our problems right now. So that's equal to P, hold on, this is what we're solving for. P is the initial amount that we put in, which is $2,000. R is given as a percent, but we need it as a decimal, so what would it be?
0.04.
Yep, 0.04. After 3 years, so T is equal to 3. And it's compounded daily, so K is
365.
Yep, 365. So now we're just going to take those things and plug them in. So we're going to have A is equal to 2,000 times 1 plus R over K, so 0.04 over 365, raised to the 365 times 3. I would probably recommend, you can do this all in one step on your calculator.
I still make this my test.
Try to get it to where y'all could like actually see.
Ow.
So if you do it and you type it in as exactly as it is, you can do 2,000 and then parentheses 1 plus. If you hit y equals, brings up a fraction. And you can just type in the 0.04 over 365. And then hit the little caret button to raise it to 365 times 3. And you can type it all in as one big thing. And then get your answer. If you want to do it all separate, you can, but make sure you use the numbers. Do not round until the end.
For the longest time, I couldn't figure out where that button was. Wow, that's a big number.
I like it when we get to use calculators.
Is that money?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
$2,254.98.
My mom brought me Q Daddies for lunch yesterday. I was like, thanks, Mom. I've had this the past 2 days. I'm grateful, but
It was like me working at Chick-fil-A. People were like, you want to go to Chick-fil-A? And I was like, not really.
yeah, like the food is really good, but not right now. Just get back from work. That's cute. Not me.
All right. 38. Wait.
Because I miss it.
Let me do this.
Okay, we can do these. The one that you'll do for homework is like this, but it'll still work the same way as the one we're about to do. It's just asking us to find the principal amount instead of A. But anyways.
No, your balloon is deflating.
It's been up there for forever.
It's literally from homecoming last year.
Wow.
So
And it was
it's
still plump like a week ago.
yeah.
Wow.
The week before spring break it started deflating.
Oh.
But it's okay. Okay, 38. You want to have $3,000 in your savings account
I'm just doing 3K.
after 3 years. Find the amount you should deposit for each of the situations. And then it's going to have a part A, B, and C. So just based off of what they have given us so far before I write the question, we want to ultimately have $3,000 in the account. That means that's the A value. So we have $3,000. So we're finding P in each of these scenarios of what do I need to deposit at the beginning based on this scenario in order to do this. We have enough information with what we've done to be able to solve that. If we wanted to see how many years it would take based off the amount we deposit to get a certain amount, we can't do that until later in the chapter, but we have enough for this. T is equal to 3, and then the R and the K value is going to change. Oh, this looks so blurry. The R and the K are going to change based on the scenarios that they're about to give us. So A, account pays.
What is the point of the lowercase t?
Time?
I know, but like, why isn't
In
it
years.
uppercase? Like, I know what it means, but like,
Because that's what the person decided to do.
Yeah, it's more so that they use uppercase T for other things, but it doesn't really. If you wrote it as an uppercase T, I'm not going to mark it wrong.
And I have another question. Why is it called like a grand, like 1,000?
I have no idea.
I really want to know that. Yeah.
it's like brain. It's like, like, oh, that's a lot of money. So like, yeah. Okay.
All right, this one is 2.25% annual interest compounded quarterly.
K equals 4.
So K equals 4, R equals
0.022.
yep. It's technically not wrong to say the percentage, but I recommend you go ahead and write it as the decimal because otherwise people end up plugging in that number and then they get the whole thing wrong. So, I have A, so 3, I'm going to write the formula here just so we have it. P times 1 plus R over K to the KT, just so that we can reference it. So, I have 3,000 equals P times 1 plus 0.0225 over
We have to do this a bunch
4.
of times.
Just 3. So 2 more after this one. Raised to the 4 times 3. Well, if you want to go ahead and write, like when it's 4 times 3, if you want to go ahead and write like 12, that's totally fine. So what you need to do is in your calculator, you need to type in and get this value over here on the right. Okay. Once you have that value, then do 3,000 and then hit divide and then hit second and the negative sign at the bottom. That brings up that previous answer so that it doesn't use a rounded number. It uses the exact value from your calculator.
Oh, wrong button.
Wait, I'm lost.
And remember, make sure even though we're just doing this part, make sure you put this in parentheses or get your answer for this before you raise it to the 12th power. You might get the wrong answer.
Interesting. 1.107.
So I got this 1.07 is this value. So now I'm going to do 3,000 divided by second and then the negative sign, which is answer. It says A and S. And so then it gives you the amount of money. So that means that P is equal to $2,804.71. Did everyone get that with your calculator?
Second what?
Yeah.
Second and then the negative sign at the bottom. It says A and S above it.
Interesting.
Did you need the calculator?
Calculator.
Oh. I thought you were trying to see what was on the board because it changes the thing.
There's a glare. You keep moving it into the glare.
Oh, sorry. It doesn't look like there's a glare from mine. That's why I was trying to move it.
You're good.
Did everybody get this?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that a dollar amount? Or just
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, now I'm just going to write R equals and K equals. I'm not going to write the whole problem. If y'all want to do that when you're doing this, like copy the initial problem statement, and then when you do A, B, and C, if you just want to write R equals and K equals, that's fine. Like I said, you're actually going to be solving for A if I read the question right. This one we're just solving for P. So B says the account pays 3.5% annual interest. So what is R? 0.035. Compounded monthly. So
12.
K equals 12. So now we're going to do the same thing, just with these numbers instead. So 3,000 equals P times 1 plus 0.035 divided by 12 raised to the 12 times 3. Or you can go ahead and call it 36.
It's not giving me my fraction.
Did you
What are you
hit
doing?
alpha y equals?
Yes.
Yeah, mine doesn't do that.
Finally. Gosh, it's making me angry. Oh, I did the wrong thing.
$1.11.
And then 3,000 divided by that.
2,702.70 cents.
Did you use the rounded number?
Yeah.
Or did you do second answer?
I didn't.
If you use the rounded number, I mean, you're going to be close enough. I'm not going to take points off, but. Do we get this one?
Yes.
All right, the last one is the account pays 4% annual interest. So R equals
0.04.
0.04. And then it says it's compounded yearly.
1.
So K equals 1. So I'm going to use this simpler formula for this one instead of, I don't need to do the fractions because it's just going to end up with a 1 on the bottom. So this formula is A is equal to P times 1 plus R to the T. Again, if you like the other formula and you just want to memorize one, you just be plugging ones in. So this just eliminates that. So this would be 3,000 still is equal to P times 1 plus 0.04. If you want to go ahead and call that 1.04, you can do that. Raised to the 3.
Ooh. Set it out of money.
So application for you, if you put money into your account and you want to know if you don't touch it for a year, as long as, I mean, banks do change interest percentages periodically, but if you assumed that it was going to stay the same for a year, if they're like, oh, we're guaranteeing you that your interest is going to be this % for the whole year, and it's compounding, you know, monthly or whatever, that's what a lot are, quarterly, are the most common ones, I would say, then you could go in and you could calculate based on the amount that you put in, how much are you going to have when the year's over. So, all right, questions about that?
No.
All right, your only problem, again, this is on 7.1, page 484, which since we're back, is number 37.
Oh,
No, because you should be able to finish it right now.